JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of my favorite series of all time. From its incredibly expressive art style, the over-the-top characters, the really bloody and violent fight scenes, and overall fabulous and flamboyant energy. I love pretty much everything about the series. Like most of you watching, I started with the anime and eventually went on to reading the first 7 parts of the manga, soon to be 8 since JoJo Leon is ending soon, and I had such a great time with it. But it didn't only give me endless entertainment. Even though I didn't know it at the time, it gave me something deeper. It helped me find my identity. For those of you who don't know about the series, here's a quick history lesson for you. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a manga series created by an immortal vampire named Hirohiko Araki that started in 1988 in the insanely popular manga magazine Weekly Shonen Jump, where it ran for many years until switching to Ultra Jump magazine during its 7th part. Speaking of parts, JoJo's story is split up into different sections, with each section following a member of the Joestar family as they fight vampires, ancient Aztec men found in stone pillars, serial killers with a hand fetish, and many more wacky and crazy villains. Each subsequent Joestar is a descendant of a past JoJo. For example, Joseph Joestar, the JoJo in Part 2 Battle Tendency, is the great-grandson of the JoJo Part 1, Jonathan Joestar. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has been an incredibly well-received series, especially with the recent anime adaptations. It has also been very influential over the years as well. With JoJo being as successful and as influential as it is, I mean it's hard to come across a piece of Japanese media that doesn't have a JoJo pose or just straight up homages and send-ups to JoJo characters and tropes. Araki has done multiple one-shots with Gucci, and his art has even been in the fucking Louvre. JoJo's influence also spreads elsewhere. It has also influenced some of the millions of people that have seen or read it, including me. It's no secret that JoJo is a very manly series with a lot of manly men within it, but the expression of this manliness is quite different from your stereotypical tropes of masculinity in both the West and the East. Even though within its earlier parts JoJo had very muscular and strong looking characters, these characters did very flamboyant poses and had fabulous looking clothes. I mean, just look at how Jonathan Joestar and Dio Brando dressed. It's not the most manly thing in the world, even when comparing it to other manly manga of the time, such as Foot to the North Star. The expression of masculinity is completely different. The flamboyancy only escalates from there, with a whole host of characters expressing themselves in an increasingly more feminine and flagrant way. All of this to say is that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is very gay. The amount of queerness that radiates off of JoJo is off the charts. The gay agenda is here, and it starts with JoJo. You thought Yaoi was gay? Well, sorry to break it to you, but JoJo is gayer. Anyways, the way JoJo characters look and express themselves is very unique unto itself. You're not gonna find another manga that looks or feels like JoJo during its run in Weekly Shonen Jump. Hell, even today with the anime adaptations, you're not gonna find much like it. And I think that's why JoJo has such a massive impact on people like me. If you couldn't tell already by watching this video, I'll just let you know, I'm not one of the straights. I mean, who would want to be anyways? No, I'm just a bisexual weirdo who likes making videos about cool and interesting shit on the internet. But I wasn't always this way. No, my dear audience, I regret to inform you that I once thought that I was.
No! God, please, no!
Straight. When I first started reading JoJo years ago, I thought I was just a straight weirdo who liked this really strange and fun series. But what I didn't realize was that JoJo helped me express myself in ways I never had before. At the time I started reading JoJo, it was not the greatest point in my life. I was in my beginning years of high school, and I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression problems from when I used to get bullied and from some family issues. Because of these experiences, I was terrified of showing my true self to a lot of people. Even though at this time I wasn't being bullied anymore and had a pretty great friend group, the effects of the bullying still held. During this point I turned inward. Even though my headspace was not the best at the time, it was the only place I could be myself. In my head I was a much different person from who I was in the world. I was much more outgoing in my head and loud. I was definitely a lot more talkative in there and somewhat flamboyant. I had a penchant to have more flair in my speaking and mannerisms in my head, so I thought it was just fun to do. I didn't really have an outlet to express these feelings with others because, you know, anxiety. But JoJo gave me a way to express myself more outwardly, even when I was just by myself. Doing JoJo poses was a big help in me living out my flamboyancy. I was always attracted to the clothes the characters would wear, especially in parts 4 and 5, where the characters looked a lot more androgynous in their style. But more on this a little bit later. But I mean, who wouldn't want to dress up like a JoJo character? I certainly want to. It's a style of clothing that I'm still pining for to this day. JoJo helped me express who I was in my head out in the world just a little bit more, which is something that I never had before, and only ended up being the tip of the iceberg in some ways. When I first came out as bisexual, I reflected on myself and how I wanted to present myself in the world. That included my gender identity as well. And while I still identify as a man, I didn't want to express my masculinity in the most stereotypical way. So I had to look for something else to express myself with. And you guessed it, JoJo helped me with that too. Remember when I said that I was attracted to the androgyny found in the expression of many JoJo characters? While I'm very attracted to androgynous people in real life, femboys are ruining my life, I also wanted to emulate the androgyny within myself. And while I still haven't had the full chance to do that yet, with my clothing and whatnot, it is certainly something I want to explore in the future. So yeah, JoJo is really gay, and I really related to that. JoJo is a household name in anime and manga for a reason. It's been such a massively influential series that has inspired artists to not only do what they do, but also inspired people like me to be themselves.